about?
Progressive
whites.
The progressive white, yeah, there we is. What would you call a progressive white?
I mean, who are in tune, at least understand, at least have an understanding of our plight.
If that's the case, they all progressive white because they all understand our plight.
Well, you know,
they're all aware of it.
They all aware.
Some are in denial that it even existed,
but they're aware of it.
Yes.
Well, okay.
They all aware
of the problem. You can't walk around America and I understand there's a race issue in this country, and there always has been a race issue in this country. Whether or not no matter what side of the fence you may be on, where some say, we complain too much and we were never slaves and all that bullshit. Right. And then you got the people who understand that, slavery has that is the start, right. And that is how we got to where we are now. Because hell, Jim Crow wasn't that long ago.
It really was.
Even progressive whites now they're really not on board with teaching the true history. They more on board of learning about it and forgetting about it at the same time. I think the progressive whites and your conservative whites, they all on board with suppressing the true history.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, she can go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think it's possible that more of the racist whites are preventing the progressive whites to really have a voice?
They do. They all like to. They both have a voice.
I think they would like
racist
to.
Whites
because
really ain't all that smart.
They're the ones that people like align with to put out there because they're not all that smart, but they are more about money.
That's where I want to go. You just hit it on the nail. Economics.
Right.
What's the economic value of suppressing Black history?
That's a good thing she brought that up because I'm gonna tie it into progressive white people, and the reason, and that's why I say I don't really fall for that progressive white BS. And I say that because of the simple fact I never forget I was at a poetry reading, and it was and I'm real keen on keep your ass out of Black people business. But anyway, that wasn't my event. That wasn't my event. We were talking about Black-owned businesses. Right. And the white guy was like, well, I don't think that's the solution. I don't think that's, and and he may be somebody who consider progressive whites. We got to understand that this is us. Right. And what may be progressive, progressive to them is putting a Black Lives Matter sign in their yard and greeting your ass when you go outside to walk your dog. And then after that, they be like, Black Lives Matter. That's progressive to them.
But they did come out and support Black Lives Matter when it was. Yeah, they did come out and support, and they stood in front. I mean, a lot of them showed up, so I don't feel like there's
that. But I get what you're saying, and in that aspect, and that's the aspect of us being murdered. That's not an aspect of us owning our own. That's not an aspect of us owning property. That's not an aspect of us growing and building and becoming financially successful. That's the aspect of we don't shoot them, it's a line when we start talking about progressive whites because it's wrong for y'all to shoot them, but I don't want to be rich like me. So it's a very great area with progressiveness. And two, and I went to some protests and they was, shooting them damn bags. Right. And a girl was running and she was saying, she jumped in front of somebody. She's like, I use my privilege. They out there for a damn token. Some of them not out there just to be in the front. They out there to say they marched and they protested. So to me, it's a real thing.
It's a line progressive whites won't cross. That line is given equity when it comes to economics. Progressive whites don't want to give up the ground when it comes to money. Look, Bernie Sanders is a perfect example of that. Progressive white, he loved to talk about how he marched with Dr. King, but at the same time, he's not with reparations.